I'm just thinking back to when I got told I needed a transplant. When I felt like I was a bit blindsided by the question.
Yeah,
And I remember that's all I remember from that consult. And then I went home and I was obviously in a state of shock.
yeah,
In that instance, I was just in this weird state of not knowing what to do.
yeah.
So what would you say to someone in that state? Like, what would be the next step after shock? That, or how can you help get yourself out of it a little bit?
Having someone with you to make sure that you understood what was going on at the time, because
Yeah.
they might have said you might need a transplant, but they might have also said there's some other medical therapies that we'd like to try before we go down that avenue. But you might have just heard
Mm.
transplant, and you forget what else was said, and that's as you say, it sticks in your mind. You go home and you can't sleep because you're thinking about what exactly was going on. So I think make sure there's someone with you when you come to those appointments. It's
Yeah.
very important that you have a carer or a family member, partner, whoever it is that's in your family support group is there with you so that they can make sure that they've got information as well. Also, to maybe have another appointment, even if it's calling up the coordinators and saying, I need a bit more information, because you might feel that the information that you got wasn't enough, or you just want more information to ensure that you understood what's actually happening, and so that you can make that correct decision and agree that this is what I would like to do. You need to make sure that you've had everything as much information as possible for the transplant. Yeah,
Definitely. And I think for me, it would have been helpful, like you suggested, to call up and make another appointment. And I guess a lot of people might be a level of embarrassment associated with that. Well, oh, I can't really call them up. I already had the appointment. They're busy.
yeah,
It's important to know that the transplant team is there for you, and they're not going to be laughing at you on the phone if you need a little bit more support. Um,
definitely not.
so definitely reach out to your team if you're feeling like you're in that state.
And I guess the other, you just touched on something that we'll probably touch on a bit later, but no question is a silly question. For
Mm,
you, it's very important, and no one's going to laugh at you. But it's important to you, and that's going to allow you to feel more confident going in